All right, Missy Kens, let's walk on. It's hot today. This is Miss Breezy. And it is August 5th. Easy to remember. It's my mother's birthday. She would have been 105 today. It's a nice breeze to go with driving nice breezy. There's my faithful Amy coming along. I have to admit, when I lined these up, when I stood that one up, I didn't care whether or not it was in line, and that's a good thing because it really isn't. You come right. What a good girl. Now come left. Walk on. Come right. You better come hard. Come hard. Come hard. Good girl. Walk on. Today we're going into the field to the south because it's been plowed but not deep plowed. It's going to make her work that back end more. Stride harder. Build muscle. What a good girl. Try the road. Well, you don't want to try the road. You immediately went off the road, so let's just go east. It's definitely not as smooth as the road. It's hard to work, isn't it? Because some of the places we'll go will have taller feed available. She's wearing a side check today. Now you have to walk to the end of the yard at least. Walk. Yeah, I know it's harder work, isn't it? Walk. When we're going east, the corner of our yard is their allowable to move faster spot. That's a good girl. Striding harder, you're working harder, you're pushing more. Yep, the longer I can keep you in walk, the bigger muscle you build. And I have to admit, it doesn't break my heart that this motor is off. Ready to trot? She says, you bet, trotting is easier. I don't know that it's gonna be, sweetie. Thank heavens for the wind today. office. Everybody else is in the house in the air conditioning. Sissies. No, we're not going up on the road. You've got 3/4 of the trip will be on the road, so. Push hard, baby girl. This is kind of boring if you're watching it, but it is interesting to watch her really start striding with those hind legs and pushing harder, which is the point of this whole thing. See, you can see the tracks where your brother was out here. And I know he was kind of sneering at you because you get to drive when it's hotter and he got to drive when it's cooler, and tomorrow morning we're going to swap things. And you'll get to go first and he can drive when it's warmer. Look at you, dragging right, pushing right along. Not dragging, but pushing right along. That's a girl. Use that fanny. Build those muscles. There's an interesting metal thing sticking up. I'm glad we missed it. Follow your brother's tracks. That's a good girl. Walk on. It's a good girl. We have advanced to a leather harness. I just can't use that Zilco harness on them when it's this hot out. It makes them sweat something fierce. Not to mention the fact that this one weighs about half as much. And for me, that's a good thing. Every summer I get bronchitis, and if I don't jump on it right away, it turns into pneumonia. This year we jumped on it right away and I only had bronchitis, and I'm still regaining my strength. So handling a lighter harness is a nice thing to do. This does not have a wide saddle on it. If you look at the saddle, you can see that it's fairly narrow, and that means that it actually would be a good harness for a four-wheeled vehicle because there's not much weight on their backs. So it's part of why I have a big fluffy pad underneath it. That Zilco is made for a two-wheeled vehicle because it has a very wide saddle on it that spreads the weight on their backs. And it makes them more comfortable in the long run. But I have to tell you, I have driven a gazillion miles with this harness and never had a sore backed horse, so. But they weren't a gazillion miles all at once. What a good girl. Yeah, it's hard work, isn't it? Walk on. What a good girl. This is much easier now, isn't it?